Welcome back to another pregame show. We got BGA tonight. It's gonna be an exciting game. It's lower school spirit night. How you boys feeling about tonight?
Feeling great.
Fun.
It's gonna be a good game. USN. We just came off a really big win against FRA, arguably our rival, that or Columbia Academy. And Khalil, we just interviewed him yesterday. He was talking about how he walked us through that play. You'll be able to see what he had to say on our podcast Between the Learns. But it was just such an exciting win, such a great morale boost for this team coming into this big game. BGA is going to be a really tough team to beat. What are you guys seeing from them this season? What are you looking for tonight?
Cindy, you had some notes about BGA, right?
So BJ's got a couple really good guys. They got really strong guard play. And, they got a Mr. Basketball nominee. I believe his name is Kavian Jones. He's really solid from the three, really solid inside. He has an all-around great game. So the key to stopping him is just shutting down one aspect of his game. Because when you have a player like that, you can't just shut down his entire game. You can't stop him from scoring, but you can minimize his game and minimize his effect on the game. So if the Tigers can do that tonight, I see this game being a lot easier for them. It's not going to be an easy game by any means. But if we're able to shut, maybe a couple aspects of his game down tonight, then we can look and see the Tigers might pull away with the win.
Who you guys putting on him tonight?
If I'm Coach Jones, I'm probably putting Austin or a quicker guard, Cam Enzi maybe. He's big though, so you could go anywhere from Austin to Clay. So it doesn't matter. I don't know who, but you got to put one of your best defenders on him tonight for sure.
I'm looking for an experienced guard in this way that can defend him, but can also get by him if he tends to guard him. I'm looking at Khalil Anderson in this way. I think it's a guard that can dish the ball really well, and he plays, and he's one of our best defenders. That's who I'm looking for tonight. Somebody who's had a big confidence boost after this last game and been looking really good as our starting point guard. Let's talk a little bit about what our offense has been like against FRA. We had some trouble shooting. What are you guys seeing there?
Yeah, we it was kind of like a back and forth game pretty much all game. FRA took a lead late, but we came back and we showed our fight and determination. And I really think that we've had a top two dominant players all season in Clay and Colin. But I think Khalil's become the third part of that trio. They go together like bacon, egg, and cheese. And Khalil's definitely stepped up. So.
Yeah, and it's been super interesting to see these three players combined. But let's not forget about Max Elliott. He's under the rim and his bread and butter. It's just scoring on that low post, those post moves in that mismatch with these other big guys that he's been able to dominate in certain games. But is Max going to be stopped by this taller guard? Is that going to be a problem?
Maybe, but we've got Max, and it doesn't matter if we have Max get shut down because on the opposite end we have Clay. Clay gets the ball down there, goes against a small guy, barbecue chicken every time. It's easy. And whoever we match up against, really, we have two great bigs down there. And like I said, after the NCC game, we saw that Max can play in the post and the perimeter, and that opens up a whole lot of options for our guys tonight. So if Max does get shut down, we have Clay, and I'm not really worried about either of our players getting shut down tonight, really.
Yeah, I mean, we had, and I think something that we're struggling with this season, but also doing really well with, is we play to the level of our opponent. We, against FRA, that's a team that we should be beating by a lot more. Cindy, you predicted a 20-point. No, it was Noah that predicted a big deficit.
Not me. No, Kim. I want to clarify that.
That's what I meant. A big win. And it just I don't think when's the last time we won a game by 20 points? They've all been so close. Edward, why is that? Why are we playing to the level of our opponent? Can we not excel that?
Yeah, no, I think what you said is just right. I was gonna say we're playing down to the level of our opponent, and we had a lead going into the second half against FRA. Kind of took our foot off the gas and lost it. I think we just gotta keep the pedal to the metal and keep that energy. Like, we got to reflect the energy of the Sperling Gymnasium, of the student section. Like, the Tiger basketball team in Sperling Gymnasium is like clam chowder in Boston.
Yeah.
It just goes together.
Yeah.
But if we don't reflect that energy, we're gonna fall off, and you know, we're gonna lose leads like we did against FRA.
And but I think it can also, like, it can go the other way. We do play down to the level of our opponent, but we also play up to the level of our opponent. And we saw that on homecoming night against GCA. I think that was a very good team.
Oh, for sure.
And I think we played very well against them, showing that we can play that level of competition.
Yeah.
Are we going to see us playing up, or are we going to be playing down tonight? How do we compare to BGA?
I think we're gonna have to be forced to play up to their speed, and that's okay because we've seen that this team can do that now. I mean, after the Webb win, you know, us playing really good against GCA, it was a 3-point loss, maybe 3-4 points, single-digit loss. We can play up to team speed. We can force them, you know, to do what we want to do, and you know, I believe that this team can truly play, you know, with the top teams in this district. And actually get something out of it in the playoffs. Right now we're at the end stretch. And, you know, it's better to lose early than to lose late. And we lost early, and now we figured out what the true identity of this team is, and that's a team that can finish games late. And I think that's what's going to happen tonight. You know, we saw them with Khalil with the buzzer beater, and I think it's going to be a close game tonight. And if we can do that, we can just finish games, and that's what the identity of this team is.
Yeah, I also think adding on to what Cindy was saying about that team's identity, I think early on in the season we were losing. We were more of a three-point shooting team. Like, we would just shoot as many threes as we could, really. But as the season's gone on, we've gone more in the paint, and as a result, we've been scoring more. For example, that last shot was Khalil driving. I feel like every time we're down by like 5 or 6, it's always getting the ball to guys like Clay, Max, Colin, Khalil in the paint, and that's how we end up winning these games.
You know, and we talk about identity, and that's just something that we've struggled with since we lost those 4 starting seniors last year, and I think and I talked to Max about this a little bit, and I asked him, you know, do you think that this is a complete basketball team, or do you think it will be complete by the time the playoffs? He said absolutely. This is a team that is really coming into its own form. They're not the team that they were last year. They're a new USN basketball take, which is so exciting to see, so fresh. They're not going to have these guards scoring 30 points a game. Those 30 points a game are going to be spread around to all 3 guards, all or in the posts. And it's just such a new and fresh take. Super interested to see how that plays out tonight. Well, boys, you got anything else to say?
I was gonna say, I think an underrated part of the USN Tigers basketball team is the depth that we have. We don't have a Josh Scretchen anymore who can just drive whenever they want and put up a couple points. But this team is complete. We have 3-point shooters. We have tall guys like Max and Clay down low, and I have a lot of confidence in this team going forward, especially in the playoffs. I think they're gonna make a run.
Yeah, I mean, you know, this team has really just grown a lot this year. They've changed a lot, and they've only gotten better. And I'm just excited to see where they can go in the playoffs.
I also think it's a next man up mentality. For example, like guys like Bennett and Quinn, who were playing a lot at the start of the season, they were doing well, and then they stopped playing for whatever reason. But when they get their chance, they shine. Even guys like Luke Kim, you saw that, hit 2 shots in like the span of like 3 minutes, and it just shows that every player is coached the same way and they're ready to play.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, this USN basketball team, it's like going into the fridge, making a sandwich. Last year we had the bacon, the lettuce, tomato, and the bread. Now we got the mustard. Yeah. Now we got the mayonnaise. And that's so exciting to have because it's all new flavor. It's beautiful. And thank you guys so much for joining us on this pregame show. Make sure you wear all black tonight. We'll be excited to see you out in Sperling.
Picks.
With that, yeah, take
picks. Gotta take our picks, Aiden.
Oh yeah, take picks. Oh, my bad. Tonight, you know, this is going to be a really tough game for USN. It's hard for me to go with my alma mater to say USN, and I'm not going to tonight. I'm saying it's very close. I say we lose by 5 points, with free throws at the end. It's going to be a close game, but I don't see USN pulling it out tonight.
Yeah, I think I'm right in there with you, Aiden. I think it's a close game, but I think USN comes out on top. I think they have the momentum from the FRA game. They know how to play against tough teams, and so I think it's close. I think like 3 or 4 points maybe, but I got USN.
I think this team knows what's at stake here. 3 games left in the season, fighting for every last win we can get going into the playoffs. I think we win close. It's going to be close the entire game, and it's going to be about finishing, and we have the finishers on this team. So.
Yeah, I goes for the same with Noah. This is gonna be a really tough game, really tough challenge. Probably the hardest game we've had yet this year. But the Tigers and Sperling, man. I can't bet against the Tigers and Sperling. The student section is gonna be loud. We're gonna have home court advantage. I think it's gonna be a really tough game, but I think USN is gonna come out on top, just due to home court advantage and just the added pressure that we've had on us for this game.
Yes, sir. Well, as I prematurely said, we will see you out at Sperling Gymnasium for the broadcast if you're not with us. But if you are, wear all black. It's going to be a blackout tonight. We'll see you there. Thank you so much for joining us at the pregame show.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Don't bet on the Tigers. Never bet against the Tigers.